Before the end of the Second World War, the West had been expanding. Its missionaries, its pilgrims, its soldiers, its explorers pouring out from its shores to cross oceans, settle new continents, build vast empires extending out across the globe. But in 1945, for the first time since the age of Columbus, it was contracting. Europe was in ruins. Half of it lived behind an iron curtain, and the rest looked like it would soon follow. The great Western empires had entered into terminal decline, accelerated by godless communist revolutions and by anti-colonial uprisings that would transform the world and drape the red hammer and sickle across vast swaths of the map in the years to come. Against that backdrop, then as now, many came to believe that the West's age of dominance had come to an end, and that our future was destined to be a faint and feeble echo of our past. But together, our predecessors recognized that decline was a choice, and it was a choice they refused to make. This is what we did together once before, and this is what President Trump and the United States want to do again now, together with you. And this is why we do not want our allies to be weak, because that makes us weaker. We want allies who can defend themselves so that no adversary will ever be tempted to test our collective strength. This is why we do not want our allies to be shackled by guilt and shame. We want allies who are proud of their culture and of their heritage, who understand that we are heirs to the same great and noble civilization, and who together with us are willing and able to defend it. And this is why we do not want allies to rationalize the broken status quo rather than reckon with what is necessary to fix it. For we in America have no interest in being polite and orderly caretakers of the West's managed decline. We do not seek to separate, but to revitalize an old friendship and renew the greatest civilization in human history. What we want is a reinvigorated alliance that recognizes that what has ailed our societies is not just a set of bad policies, but a malaise of hopelessness and complacency. The alliance that we want is one that is not paralyzed into inaction by fear. Fear of climate change, fear of war, fear of technology. Instead, we want an alliance that boldly races into the future.
All right, Shalom. This is Power Thumb of the Great Millstone Houston Camp, back with another lesson to edify the elect of the nation of Israel. So before I begin, as always, giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Rachakudash, the bonus today of the apostles and the bishops, the Great Millstone that rule well. Also today of the high priest, the top of my apostles and elders. Peace, blessing, and salutation unto the elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of us so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and all the Israelites scattered abroad, who have received these truths, and who will continue to endure to the end. Saints shall be saved by Lord Yahweh Shai when it returns during World War III. All right, so you've seen Marco Rubio. He was addressing the European allies of America. All right, and all I heard was we are losing power, okay, in our alliance. It's losing its strength, and we need to tighten up because our adversaries, like Russia, okay, because he mentioned the Iron Curtain in World War II, all right, it's being rumored to be taking away our power. And according to biblical prophecy, all right, Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai has already predestinated you Edomites to be taken out of power, but not necessarily will the Russians be the ones to rule next. The Israelites will be the ones to rule next, but the Russians with its allies will take you out of power, okay? And as the Russians took you out of power, the Israelites are going to rule next, because we're going to come, all right, out of the chariots and take over the rest of the world, all right? And before that happens, our Lord Yahweh Shai, during World War III, is going to come and destroy all you militaries over there in the Middle East, okay? And they're going to start from the east to the west. So they're going to make their way from the east over here to the west, destroying. All right, and we'll have to see how it all go down. Okay, but I'm gonna start here, and it reads the inward thought. Inward thought. And this is Psalms 49:11. And it reads, their inward thought, this Esau, the wicked's inward thought, okay, so-called white man, is that their houses, all right, their houses go into their kingdom, all right, shall continue forever, all right, and we already know that only the Israelites' house, okay, which is going to be the house of David, established upon the throne of David, is the only kingdom that's prophesied to rule forever. All right, that's us. Okay, so Esau want to be us. All right, he want his birthright back after he gave it up and sold it. All right, but it don't work like that. Okay, and ultimately, it was already predestinated for us, the Israelites, to receive the kingdom, the everlasting kingdom. They called their lands after their own names, and as this man, I don't know if he an Edomite, all right? He act like an Edomite. He looked like he could be of the tribes, the northern tribes, but he's talked about they had been expanding for 500 centuries, going back to the time of Columbus. And then before then, they had been calling these different countries and lands after their own name, conquering, all right, other nations, but all of that is about to end. Okay, so real quick, this is Isaiah chapter 14, and it reads, Isaiah 14:4, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, which he mentioned, Trump, all right, which is currently the king of Babylon, and all the American politicians are being ruled by the ruling elite, all right, these elite banking families, and say, how had the oppressor ceased, you Edomites, okay, ruling with Babylon the Great. See, Babylon the Great, America, has been the oppressor of all these different countries of the world, okay, and who runs it? You Edomites, according to Psalms 137, all right. The Golden City, and this place, America, is known as the Golden City because it had made all the nations of the world rich, and all nations at one point desired to come over here to better their lives, all right. Yahweh had broken the staff of the wicked. You Edomites are the wicked, Malachi 1:4, and the scepter of the ruler, the power, you see? So you Edomites are going to be taken out of power. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, because he talked about, the pilgrims, all right, but what about the conquistadors that was conquering? Okay, so he who smote the people, the nations, mainly the Israelites, with a continuous stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger and is persecuted and none hindered. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. So when you Edomites are destroyed, there will be no more war. All right, when you Edomites will be destroyed by your own allies. So I'm gonna end off right there. Your European allies, okay, along with Russia, China, Iran, Turkey. All right, so I'm gonna end off right there. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying, giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, Ba'akathon, Shalom.